Hello everyone, I'm live once again. Sorry, I just needed to fix a lot of my setups, and that's why I needed to end the stream um, early on, and I also need to take care of my son a little bit. Mm, right now, I have an extra camera that I want to use, but I lack the mounting features that for me to use it. So just ordered a new tripod. Actually, it's a desk mount, so I have a camera that's directly into my face. I have a camera for my computer, and I also have a camera for my tablet. So, lots of cameras. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but maybe it'll be useful for multiple views, multiple screens if I want to transition to something else. Um, I want to show off my background, for example, and talk to you guys more intimately. I can do that with a second camera. I just want to improve my streams overall. That's all. So, yeah. I'm very excited for that thing to come in my house. Come in my house. Jeez, what are you talking about, Mike? I'm really excited for my new desk arm to arrive, rather. But that one probably won't be until next week, maybe. I don't know. I just literally pressed the order button a few minutes ago. So that won't be for a while, I guess. Next month, I'm gonna have a few things printed. So, for example, my map. I really want to finish that and have that printed in a old kind of a medieval sort of way, like how Tolkien printed his map with Lord of the Rings, something like that, right? That'd be cool. I have a few videos on the works. The most immediate ones are like artists you should learn from if you're a beginner, because I'm getting a lot of questions from beginners on where they should start and how they should learn. So I guess that could help. I'm not sure how that videos how it will perform. Hopefully good. Okay, I like this. This is pretty much finished. Let's just leave that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the goons that's chasing her. I got a question about anatomy earlier on before I ended the stream, and I just wanted to talk more about that. I'm not really the foremost expert in anatomy, and the way I draw characters in mind is not through anatomy, but through poses, rather through gestures. So, for example, and through references too. Because okay, I know a little bit of anatomy, but I'm very insecure about my knowledge of anatomy. Just because I don't think it's adequate enough for me to be teaching anatomy. So I also don't know if I should be talking about anatomy. So what I get the general question, right? Is that how do you draw a human body? Is I guess what that person earlier was asking. And to me, I just needed to look good instead of look correct. And to look good, it needs to be correct. It's kind of like a dichotomy, I guess. Maybe. Here I'll demonstrate it. I'll demonstrate it. There's a panel here that I haven't drawn yet. Because I wanted to showcase how I'm gonna go about drawing something from scratch, right? And I'm gonna do that with reference and also without reference, as maybe a challenge to myself. Because again, I'm quite insecure when it comes to my anatomy, and the way I do it is just I just eyeball it. Really, I'll be. I don't know if that's egotistical to say, but I've just been eyeballing a lot of stuff. And again, if, to me, if it looks good, it's good enough. That may not be the best way to learn, and I may not be the best um, teacher for that subject, but it works for me. For me, I usually like to take the long way to learning. I don't like to take shortcuts because it's the process of learning is the fun part, right? I have a cousin who wants me to use AI because it makes things a lot easier and it saves time. But just like I said, the time that I put is the fun part for me. And why would I use AI and if that's just gonna get rid of like the work that I want to do, right? Because the process is the fun part. And I do okay. AI does save you some time, and I'm not just talking about Gen AI, which I have a problem with. I'm just talking AI in general, okay? And I'm not against AI, by the way. I'm only against AI when it comes to art theft, but in general, I'm not against AI. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the so I don't want to save time doing the process that I want to do. So I don't want to use AI because this is the fun part, right? Why would I want to use AI when I'm having fun? And isn't that the point? These are Senor Nestor's goons. Senor Nestor is the bearded guy I've been drawing for a bit. And he is he's there we're gonna have a fight with him in this few pages. Not here. We're gonna fight his goons first. We're just chasing our main character. And then later on he's going to arrive and back up his goons. Our main character won't be directly fighting these guys because she's not really interested in fighting them. She's interested in fighting Senior Nestor. W stream, hey, thank you. Anime Boys Uzumaki 1058. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm just setting up my chat. Hold on. Just drawing this page from the manga I'm writing. Nothing really to it. This week, I aim to draw at least 3 pages, which would put me on page, I think, page 17 out of I think I only have 30 pages in this manga. So I'm page 17 now if I finish this. Although that could, the pages could change because I've rewritten some parts of it. So I could probably finish this chapter in maybe 25 pages instead, or 28, something like that. Is this the first chapter? Yeah. I've been working on this for a while. However, I keep rewriting the story, and that's why it's taking a while. But this would be the first chapter. I also did a one shot of this story that takes place maybe somewhere around volume 3 or 4, but it takes way for like it takes place way ahead of time than the start of the story, because that's what a one shot is supposed to do. It's just supposed to tell you the overarching um point of the story, right? Not meant to be a starter, I guess. I that's what I've been told anyway. We're not gonna detail this guy too much because he's really far away. I should probably make him even smaller because he's supposed to be further away from the guy um here. So let's just do that. Okay. There are 4 of them, but we only see 3 of them here. Is the one shot spoiler heavy? Not really. In fact, the story of the one shot is slightly different from the story that I'm telling now. The only difference there is the personality of the characters. I think I wrote them there too mean, I guess, or too fun, less serious. Which I want this to be a mix of both fun and serious, which might be a contradiction. I don't know, but I think of Full Metal Alchemist kind of vibe, right? That's a mix of fun and serious. This guy has a buzz cut, kind of like Connie from Attack on Titan. And yeah, there's 4 of them. So let's draw one more, but this time, just to save some time, we're just going to copy paste an already established drawing like this. Put it way further, and then we can just change details, right? This guy has black hair and a bandana, so like that. We could even see draw the hands further back. Full Metal Speak, yeah. Well, I just started watching it. I've never watched Full Metal Alchemist ever, and I'm about 20 episodes in. So far, it's really good. Yeah, we're loving it. My wife and I are watching it. Really, really good. We tried to watch the original Full Metal Alchemist years ago, and we didn't really like it. Sorry to say. I said the same thing about One Piece. We watched One Piece, the first episode of One Piece, and I couldn't bear watching 10 minutes of it. So we gave up. And then years later, me and my wife said, "Oh, let's give this another chance. It's really popular. Let's give it another chance." And then we started to really watch One Piece, and it was really good. And I guess the same thing is happening now with Full Metal Alchemist, where we watched it before, and now we're giving it a second chance, and it turns out it's really good. Yeah, sometimes you just had to, take a break, come back with it with fresh eyes. The feet looks too similar, so let's maybe he's pacing left and right like this. I don't need to be really detailed here because he's really small. Hmm, that looks bad. Okay, that looks good. All right, now there's four guys chasing after this girl. In the background, there'll be a roof. Because this takes place in the roof. So in the background, uh, this line here is supposed to be the ground, and in the background there's like another roof here. I think I want to make this guy have a jumping pose like that. Because they're jumping onto the roof. One Piece has too many episodes though. Yeah, but it's really good, man. I love One Piece. That's what I thought as well. Like it's too many. There's too many episodes to get into this. But once I really get into the story and I started loving the characters, man, there's not enough episodes. Suddenly, there's not enough episodes. It's one of those things, where you really love a series and you don't want it to end, and then the ending comes and you just ask for more episodes. So the exact opposite of that is happening to One Piece. It's like, there's too many episodes, but at the same time, I really love the characters that I don't want it to end. It is a commitment, though. That's a fair criticism of One Piece as a story. It is a commitment, and that might not be for everyone, and that's okay. That's totally fine. No hate. And anyway, a lot of the big threes has a lot of episodes. Yeah, anime used to be like that. I'll try to watch it again. I remember stopping at episode 34. For me, One Piece is already good from episode 1. The reason why we stopped wasn't because of the story. It was because of the art style. It was too old, too dated, and yeah. But once we get used to it, um, we saw One Piece for what it truly is. It is a odyssey of a story. It's in terms of world building, it is up there with what's a good comparison, like Lord of the Rings, in terms of world building. Okay, it is insane how Eiichiro Oda uh crafted the world of One Piece. It is a masterclass of world building. If you're really into that kind of stuff, you should check it out. For nothing else, just the things you might learn from how Eiichiro Oda writes his stories. And he is, make no doubt about it. Oda Sensei is a master storyteller. Okay, this is good. I just need to give him chains here. 30 years worth of world. Yeah, well, it's not just that. It's the way he foreshadows or mentions characters in, let's say, episode, I don't know what episode, but let's say episode 30, right? He mentions a character there. Um but that character won't even come up until, let's say, episode 300. Like, oh yeah, this guy was mentioned. And characters from episode 1 are still highly relevant to, like, the episode 1000. And there's a lot of characters there. and he does not, trust me, he does not forget a single one. Oh my god. Even obscure characters that his fans probably forgot, he never forgets to reference those guys. I'm telling you, man. It's okay to like hate on One Piece. I get it. You know, every guy has their own anime, but just objectively speaking, when it comes to world building, it's really good. How does he keep track of all those details, especially with his pro schedule? Well, his pro schedule only um only consists with keeping track of those things, because that is his life. I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's true, that he only sleeps 3 hours a day for the past 30 years. I don't know if that's true. I doubt it's true. Um, but I also can see it being true. Because mangakas are worked to death. But I think Oda already works for himself. I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert on how he's going about with his work. So he probably has more freedom than most mangakas. Okay, so he's spinning this thing. And it has like a heavy thing in the end, right? Something like this. Okay. Oh, so it looks like it's spinning that thing. We're gonna add some effects to it too, like some motion blur, right? And let's do that now. I need a guide, like a radius guide. It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's make it perfect anyway. So like that. I admire his never-ending determination to only work on one piece and no other story. I always find myself wanting to change stories mid-script, writing a lot. Actually, he has a lot of other mangas, like Monster, uh, w- which predates One Piece. But I think I'm not sure if that's still ongoing. He has another one that's One Piece related, but it takes place on a different part of the world and has a different set of story. I forgot what it's called, but it was animated in an OVA quite recently, like last year. Yeah, so he has other stuff. And plus he has like One Piece live action, he's heavily involved in that. But that's One Piece related, right? There's also the One Piece remake. Damn. And did you know that One Piece is actually the number 2 best-selling graphic novel of all time, and it's not just in Japan, but in terms of like comic books, it also beats out most comic books except for Superman and Batman. So it's selling like pancakes, hotcakes, pancakes, lemonades. Yeah, I mean, he has to be filthy rich. At this point, he's overworking himself to. Yeah, you know, he is the richest. He is the richest mangaka of all time. I think his net worth is like 20, 30 million dollars. Um, yeah, and the second richest mangaka is not even close to that. At least last I checked. I could be wrong, but yeah, he is the richest mangaka of all time. No, well, sorry, not of all time, but currently the richest. He is also listed as, I think I forgot what it was, but it was um a list of authors, and it included Shakespeare. Okay, and I think it was the best-selling graphic novel, and or was it top-rated authors? But anyway, there was a poll, and it included like old writing masters like Shakespeare and Homer, and Eiichiro Oda was on that list. Okay, so he's in good company. He also has a rivalry with the creator of Bleach, Kubo Taite Kubo. Okay, his name is kind of dirty in my language, so it's hard for me to say it. But yeah, he has a rivalry. The author of Bleach doesn't like Oda, I think. I don't know if they resolve it now, but I think it has to do with the competition, an art competition where Oda won and he didn't. Objectively speaking, I think Kubo Tite's art is way better than Ichiro Oda's, in my opinion. Okay, sorry, it's not really objective. Maybe it is. Yeah, it's kind of look like spinning, right? What do you think? You could use a bit more blur. Alright, I'll go back. I'll come back to this. I don't like to stick with one one panel. I'm gonna move on to another one because these two panels are already done. I just need to do the background. So this, I just need to do the thing here, the legs and the face. We're almost done with this page. I won't be able to do the background today because that's an entirely different monster that I have to tackle. But I will be streaming again tomorrow, and I'll cover that then. However, I got like 3 other pages to do here, so I'll continue that during the stream as much as I can. I'll only stop when I get tired, and so far I don't think I'm near that threshold. What can we do here? How do I draw so well? Tons of references. Tons of references, and yeah, well, I've been drawing for a while. Study, I guess I study draw, or I don't know. Backgrounds are annoying to draw. Well, you know, I have a video coming up on how to draw backgrounds in the most efficient way. I'll show you a little bit how I do it. Okay, I currently don't do this anymore, but I was just thinking on how I'm going to improve on this technique. Okay, I'm gonna show you, if I can, a very old. One sec. I'm gonna show you a very old project of mine. This was 2022, 2021. And the way I did backgrounds here, because backgrounds were really annoying, and so the way I went around that problem was to make templates of my own. And let me show you what I did, if I can still find it. Um, there it is. Let's see. This back in 2021. Okay, again, I don't remember. So a lot of these are, well, some of these are traced drawings. Okay, I'll show you. I'll explain this in a little bit. But most of these are just texture things that I created myself. I'll show you the traced ones, and I'll show you the ones that I created. Okay, here we go. So these are just mountains. I mean, just mountains, right? I don't remember if this was traced. It probably wasn't. But yeah, so what I did was just, for example, I drew these mountains. I drew a lot of them. There's 3 variations, and then I think I drew hills and more mountains. So all you gotta do is draw this, and then you can just make your own mountain range now, since you've already drawn it, right? Something like that. You can just repeat this process over and over, and because they're modular, you can swap them in and out. You can change shape. You can even like change the colors, and they won't look too repetitive. Okay. So now you have a mountain range, for example. Now I want some trees, so I also made this bush line over here. Well, tree line rather. So maybe I want this tree in the foreground, right? Something like let's say like here. Yeah, something like that. And I would just copy paste this. Now I have a tree line. Okay, tree line and a mountain in the background. It doesn't really look good, right? So let's just like adjust it to. So now it's in the foreground. You get what I mean? It's just adjusting this so that it looks good eventually. I have let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, some pyramids. I got ruins here, so I can add more variations. The ground. Oh yeah, I did the ground too. I got grounds. Different variations of the ground. Yeah. So what I would do is just stretch this really, really well. So now it's in perspective. See? So copy paste that and then flip it like that. Maybe since it's closer. This is what I used to do. Maybe get rid of the bush line. Doesn't look good. And yeah, there you go. So now you got a landscape. I'm just trying to remember how you used to do this. Okay, so now you got like a bushy landscape. Grassy landscape? Okay. And you can add ruins here. And just change it over time. Just edit it a little bit so it looks like it's in place. I got more trees. Let's see what else we can do here. Right, so now we got trees in the foreground. Right, so that's what I used to do, and I think I got a better method now. I also used to just trace them because I just lacked references or lacked the knowledge to draw it back in the day. So this is pretty much trace, I think. See? Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much just traced. I did change a few details here and there, just so that it doesn't look too traced. It does look too traced. Yeah. Okay. Move on from that. But hopefully that makes sense, right? That's the old process. And I think I could evolve this even further. To be to like a more efficient way to do it, right? Hey, I'm back. Hello, Sonic. You read me? Yeah, I do. Sorry, I was just explaining how I used to do backgrounds to Anime Uzumaki here. I wasn't reading the chat yet, but I'm back. I'm here. I also just got back. I actually ended the stream earlier because my son was too rowdy, and I had to put him back to sleep, and I just went back to stream. Yeah. So I have a more efficient way to do the backgrounds, which is just draw an entire background once, and then copy paste elements in the same way that I showed you, right? In a very similar way. Hard to explain, but I have a video about that coming up, so I don't want to talk about it too much. Just came back from manga making. Wow, I'm still making my manga. Uh, I'm really trying to set up the Discord server everybody was requesting me to do. I'm really having a hard time setting it up. Um, Tomorrow or maybe on Monday, I got a lot of free time on Monday. I'll focus on that more. I was basically changing some details in my manga. Dude, you should really share your manga. I'm probably sure you shared it already. I just probably missed it. Sorry about that. I could try implementing that to my illustrations, but I draw with my finger, so it'll be a bit tough. Thanks for the sneak peek. Hey, that's the old drawing. But yeah, man, just do whatever you can, you know. Um, for whatever method you use, I think you can always figure something out, and that's what art is all about, man. It's figuring something out. Be creative. Whatever that means, that's gonna be up to you. Okay. All I'm here is just to give you guys some guidelines, and then you can just take that and make it into your own. I didn't share it yet. Okay. I think that was VH Art that was telling me to check out this manga. What am I doing? I just need to draw the face. I keep drawing things that are. I also erased the guide. Jeez. Bastard. Hey. Hi, I'm Dominican, and I don't speak English. I'm learning. I like how you draw and watch your live stream while I work. Thanks, man. You're very welcome to the stream, and welcome from the Philippines to you. I guess I'm from the Philippines. I'm gonna give her a shocked face, so eyebrows are kinda high. Very rough. Okay. She needs to be looking down more. This. Okay. That's good enough. Do you have an Instagram page where I can follow you? I do. It's jingo.the. I'll just type it in. I wish I could just have a uniform social media account, where everything is the same name. But, people take the name you already have and make it make it their own. So can't really do that. Or I don't know how to do that yet. If that's even possible. The eyelash. In volume 2, a girl is in love with Kaito and tries to kill him. To take his remains, by Kaito fights back and found out she's a demon. My volume 2, my manga. Ah, nice, nice. Very exciting. Is it a love story? Looks like an action love story. At least it reads like one. Thank you. You're welcome, man. Keep drawing. If you're doing art, just keep doing it. Bastard. That that's it. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce your name. Sorry. My son is a bit awake. Okay. Her face kind of looks wonky, doesn't it? Mm, because it's too high. It needs a little bit of anyway, like that. A little bit better. I'm gonna flip the entire page, which might. Wait. I know one. Okay, there we go. Flip the page. Oh yeah, that looks good. I guess this eye is just not leveled. Okay. Yeah, I need to lower this eye. Just a tad bit. It's the name of where I work. I already followed you. Thanks, man. Although I'm not really active on Instagram anymore since I don't think I'm getting too many traffic there. I do upload some shorts every day or every other day now. I realize that it's not healthy to upload every day on YouTube, but it's good for TikTok, but not on YouTube. So I've paced my uploads every other day. So I'm more active on YouTube and TikTok. Hopefully you can't hear my baby in the background crying. Back, internet froze for a while. Hey, yeah, 2025, and we still can't figure out good internet, right? I mean, like the world still can't figure that out. Just the feet now. No, it's very dark. When she goes crazy, she looks like a monster and weirdly angry. Ah. How dark though? Are we talking like berserk kind of dark? Like Attack on Titan? I love those kind of stories, dark fantasy. 2 lives in a day. Yeah, I know, right? I was just look. I told you guys I got a new camera. I'm really having a hard time setting it up. So earlier it was just me wanting to do that, and also taking care of my kid. Hopefully, can you guys hear my kid crying in the background? Because he's crying in the background. Berserk type dark. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Also, if you're YouTube, thanks, man. Follow and like and subscribe, I guess. Can you guys give me a sec? My baby's crying in the back. I gotta tend to him. Give me like 10 minutes, okay? I'll be right back. Sorry, my kid is wilding out in the background. You guys probably can't hear him, but it's kind of concerning a little bit, sometimes. But he's just being a kid. Still been here, just been listening. Yeah, no, 2 streams in one day. By the way, you didn't tell your Discord, or did I miss the previous stream? I'll send you my Discord. Yeah. I think you just missed that last year. I did type that in. It's okay though. I'm making a Discord group, by the way, but I'm still figuring out how to make the rules. It's mostly ready. On Monday, I'll spend more time making that, and I might just promote it next week on next week's stream. A kid is being a kid. Yeah, exactly. Well, they're quite unpredictable. Sometimes you don't know why they're crying. Sometimes they just cry for no reason, and you gotta accept that that's okay. And as a father, it makes you look like a dickhead sometimes when you just ignore your kid, because your kid is just being like an asshole himself, and just cry for no reason. I think he's having a nightmare. You can't hear him, but he's really crying. I think he had a nightmare because he's sleeping right now. When dad, well, I was raised old school, so I don't know about that. However, I don't take all the toxicity that my parents also like adopted to me. Uh, I don't have any problems with my parents, but yeah, they grew up in a different time, a harsher time, and so at the same time, they're also harsh to me. I'm a bit harsh as a dad. I'll be honest. Not to the point that I'm hitting my child, but sometimes when he falls down, I just look at him sometimes, and I want him to learn to get back up by himself. That kind of harshness is, I'm not gonna hit my kid. If I am pissed off at my kid, the best I'll do is just yell at him. The worst I'll do. Okay, I added you in Discord. Hey, thank you. Let me check you out in Discord. And there you go. I just accepted it. Well, I got a couple of requests, so I don't know which one you are here. You have a different name. I guess that looks too fat as a feet. Looks really weird, doesn't it? Okay, we gotta lock in. So that's the feet. That's the ankle. And it's bent that way, like this. The reason why it's weird is because this thing should go all the way here. Since her feet is bent. Alright. See. I could also just make the feet like this, which would be better, I guess. Because she's this sequence doesn't make sense. I'm gonna make him, because it's this guy with the bandana that throws this. I'm gonna make him hold that here, and I'm gonna make him like spin it here. Is that his right hand? That's his right hand. So what we can do is just flip this guy so I don't have to redraw his hand. There you go. Then maybe set that up. I'll figure it out later. Have you watched Dr. Stone? No, I haven't actually. Wow. I think chat said there's something wrong with my chat. Wait. Being a strict parent is necessary in my opinion, but not too strict. Yeah, you need to be leveled out. You need to have like a leveled head at all times. When my son was younger, I didn't used to have that. I used to have a temper, but there was a moment where my wife told me that you gotta keep it down. And ever since, I've been watching myself and training myself to, um, like control my temper. My temper wasn't that bad, by the way. I wasn't very violent, but I would like really get mad, you know. It's just because when you have a kid, they really test your patience, man. I don't care how patient you are. I don't care how cool you are. They will for they're gonna stretch your freaking legs into the limits. I don't like this leg at all. Let's just make a normal leg. Feet. That. Her shoes is kind of like this, and then heels. It has that curve, right? So we're gonna keep that in mind. And that's her right. Is that her right foot? It's right, her right foot. That means she'll have the bracelet here. Anklet. Yeah, I haven't watched Doctor Stone. In Volume 3, a weird man stalks Kaito everywhere, anytime. Everywhere, anytime he gets scared and try to fight back, but loses and sees the man wasn't there here. It was just a vision. Ah, nice. There's some like psychological horror there in your story. Is there a twist at the end? Hey, I'm just starting out with digital art. Any suggestions? I have like and one of those pen tabs on display. You have one of these. I guess if you're studying digital art, but you're already done like traditional art, the only hurdle you're gonna have, for me at least, is like the technical aspect of owning a digital a tablet. Like you gotta know your resolutions. You gotta know like the tools, the shortcut of Photoshop. That was, at least for me, the most challenging part of digital art. But if you're already doing traditional art and you're just transferring to digital, a lot of that is going to be carried over to digital art. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with um, drawing in digital outside of the technical aspect of it. Like kids were born to rage, but yeah, exactly, man. You're massive rage baiter. Well, we were kids once. I remember when I was a kid, I was a massive rage baiter. Probably still am. I'm just being nice. I'm just being nice. I'm new to streaming. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding, okay? Partially kidding. I'm back to pen and pencils, so I don't do digital. It's really impressive for me to see traditional artists, because I'm seeing less and less people do traditional art. And if you're in this for like excuse me, job opportunities, it doesn't make sense for you not to use digital if you can. It's just faster, more efficient. Okay, I like that. That's way better than what I had before. But it's a bit dirty. I kind of like the grittiness of it though. You'll probably see me do more streams every day, like more than once. I don't know if that's healthy or like my channel. People might just find that spammy. Um, but it's also very hard for me to find a proper schedule where I'm just uninterrupted by my son streaming, you know? Although I don't mind him if you guys don't mind. But it's also, I also feel guilt sometimes when I'm streaming and I'm not with my son, you know? So I want to be streaming. I want to be streaming while he's asleep. But the problem is, his sleep pattern is so unpredictable that I can't really give a good time to stream, but I'm gonna stream anyway. You know, so that's kind of the vibe. That's kind of the situation I am in right now. Uh, I draw digitally and traditionally, although not so much traditionally anymore. My job doesn't give me much time, and I draw with my fingers on the bus. Draw with your fingers, like literally with your fingers, or do you just mean you draw with your hands? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but that's pretty impressive. Well, you just draw wherever you can. It doesn't really look. It doesn't matter if you're doing it traditionally or digitally. If you're drawing and if you love what you're drawing, if you love the process, man, I don't care if you're using freaking, you know, felt pen or whatever it is. Drawing is a pleasure to do for me, and I'm very very privileged to be doing this as a job. I don't take it for granted at all. Your feet is tied. A fellow finger artist. Hey, hey, there you go. Finger artist, huh? Right, right, right. I don't mind, yeah. But you know, I do. I mind because I would rather be with him than streaming. To be honest, I got to be a dad first. You understand me, right? Um, I do digital. I can say after you start digital, you find it difficult to draw traditional. Yeah, that's my problem. I actually have a fear of going back traditional because I don't know if I can do it. I also used to draw with fingers in Ibis Paint, and I guess you're talking about like in your phone, you draw with your fingers. My tablet doesn't have any stylus, so I improvise. Okay, yeah, I guess. Well, tablet then. The same concept with the phone. That's pretty impressive. I can't. I probably can't do that. See, you know, you now you have a skill that most people can't do. Most people, I don't know, a lot of people can't do. And I would encourage you to share that skill with the world. You know, do content creation like I am. Even though I'm just starting, my channel is growing. You know, I'm growing a community. Very, very very rewarding, and that community is growing because of this one skill that I'm willing to share, right? And I would encourage every single one of you to do that. Bro, once I drew for the Sonic 3 movie UK screening, but I wasn't in the UK. And I almost won. You drew. Is that for a competition? You're still using Avis Paint X. So far, getting used to it. Yeah, you guys are drawing on your phones, huh? Videos here. Finger drawing is a lot easier than people think. You get used to it after 1 or 2 weeks. Well, that's the thing, you know. I think it's just getting used to it is the problem. Similar with digital art, I guess. But you know, if you're doing it on your phone, I guess that's technically digital art, right? Initially, I wanted this to be chains, but I wanted to be a little bit more creative. With this rope thing. She's she's really caught on with that. I think I drew this too thick. Yeah, they're inconsistent. That's way better. It's too thin. That's way better. You sent me an email saying that I won. Details in the UK not there, bro. So you weren't there to receive your prize, I suppose, huh? It's the only thing that keeps you from your anxiety. Yeah, that's good. Your drawing is very therapeutic. Just drew Tomei in my shorts. Tomie. Is that from an anime? Yeah, I did. Are you talking about me? If I read your thing? Alright, she's really trapped in there. Yeah, you drew Sonic, right? I'm not sure what you mean by that. For a movie? You don't trust art competitions the same predatory? What do you mean by that? I don't trust him either, but for a different reason. Okay, right, that's done. I think this page is almost done. I just need to do the revisions. Sonic's game movie game. Yeah, I know Sonic is a movie game, but Sonic 3, like Sonic 3 the movie. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I understood that. You used Sonic for a contest and you won, but you weren't there to receive your. Okay, now that makes sense now. Unless you're from Discord and they pay you. Well, yeah, I received a similar message of like a raffle they won a long time ago. I don't. Yeah, that's why I don't trust these things. There's too many scams out there. I'd rather not just participate. But there's nothing in it for me anyway. Even if I win, very few contests really rewards you with something meaningful outside of money. Well, maybe money is a like for me. I think it's more important for you to get recognized as an artist because finding that's like I think okay finding work. All right, see ya, man. Um, hope you come back later though if you can. But yeah, I was saying that finding work as an artist is a lot more valuable than winning money in a competition. So if a competition can provide you with recognition, for me that would be a lot more valuable than a prize reward, right? So there's only a couple of competitions that I would actually join. Which I once this manga finishes, I will join a manga competition because manga competitions can actually get you work in Japan. Like they fly you out there, and I think that's more valuable than any prize money. And even if you don't win, an actual editor will review your work and give you valuable feedback, which again for me is a lot more valuable than prize money because those things can actually give you real money, right? That's true unless they're from Discord. Yeah, okay. True. There have been some competitions where people who didn't win got their artwork stolen from them. They're straight scam. Yeah, true. Um, are you guys familiar with what's her name again? Um, what's her name in cat something? Cat and chat. That's right. That's the one. She exposes scammy artists out there that uses AI. Am I getting flagged on YouTube? Oh, for some reason I'm not getting flagged on YouTube. I'm using a game music from anyway. Yeah, he uses cat and chat exposes fake artists or dishonest artists, right? And I really like her because she's pretty objective when it comes to well, I kind of like and don't like her opinion sometimes. Her opinions may like there's some like oh the ear is and redrawn in this way. It's like I don't I feel insecure now drawing the ears. But kidding aside, yeah, she exposes fake art, and there's a lot of fake artists going into competitions and conventions, selling their art, and that is stolen from somebody else. Yeah, the new Freeran trend that's happening, and somebody stole art. I think that Chad Freeran looking up, and the artist who, well, quote unquote artist who stole that was pretty like annoying about it, right? Of course, only watch a few of her videos. I watch a lot of her videos. what I call long-term investment. Yeah. Well, it is, and I'm all about the long term. This entire project of mine, this YouTube project, this manga that I'm creating, all of this is long term. I don't even expect any of this to bear any fruit for at least the next 10 years, maybe. I can just imagine that 10 years, on the 10th year, finally break through. That feeling is going to be so good. I mean, many AI manga in the contest send my manga. Yeah, that's another thing, It's really hard for me to reconcile AI because in one side, I think AI can be very useful, but on the other side, AI is pretty much like the death of art. It's innovation with few caveats, I think, because no doubt the AI does have some innovative factor into it, not just in the art or not just in generating images, but also in medicine and STEM research. You know, it's going to end and save lives at the same time. So it's hard for me to reconcile. It's a double-edged sword. It most definitely is. Okay. Here's how I reconcile it. I don't mind AI, and mind is a strong word there. Outside of all the generative stuff. Okay, I've said that many times. I'm gonna say it again. My stance in AI is I am anti AI when it comes to art, but I am pro AI when it comes to like the industrial stuff. You know, the innovation stuff, like predicting cancer before a doctor can, researching algorithms for new medicines, things like that. Those are all good stuff. I think everybody here can agree. I think there should be a AI watermark on every image, which are yeah. Well, I think there should be regulations when it comes to AI, which our laws are very very outdated when it comes to that, and there should be consequences to people who break those laws, like real consequences, right? Beyond the watermark, I think if people should really pay up, like defamation. If you, I don't know, the defamation is the right word, but if you steal somebody's art, the copyright laws should apply. Oh yeah, didn't you all hear that on X people are using AI to remove clothes from pictures online? Yeah. Well, people have been doing that in Photoshop for a while. This is recent. I used to think AI would be a powerful tool for artists, but nowadays I'm seeing AI promoters generating an AI drawing process. These people want to be artists so badly, but are too lazy. It's a double-edged sword. AI can help artists. Okay, if you want to be honest, like an honest artist, and you just use AI as a tool and not as um, a dishonest pathway to fame, then it can be used. The problem is that people are dishonest, and so it's really hard for people to trust artists who use AI. Even if you're an honest artist and you just say you use AI, people are gonna get upset about you in that. And the zeitgeist, the overturned window, it hasn't really changed yet about that. But I'm hoping that it will, because there are some benefits, like real benefits to AI when it comes to if you're just using it honestly. Um, Also the true. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's terrible. But people have been doing that in Photoshop. It's bad. I'm not justifying it. It's bad in all front. It's it's creepy, and it is going to be used that way. Make no mistake about it. It's truly awful. I know I don't have any followers on X, but I won't be posting anything else there. Yeah, I actually avoid X for a while, just because I'm too lazy. But I realized that it's for business. It's okay. It's a good thing. So I do see this as a both a passion and a business. I gotta be on there sometimes. And plus, a lot of my favorite creators are there. Pull up, um, Tian Lu, people like that. Guays, they're all in there. Good way to network. I was planning to post my art on X, but now I've changed my mind. Yeah, it's just a bad time to be an art. We are at a turning point right now, when it comes to this stuff. And it's gonna be bad, man. People are gonna lose their livelihood. I have the account onto bookmark art. Oh, I just do that with Instagram. Oops, sorry. I just kicked my camera. I apologize. At what age did I have my son? Uh 30. 29. Oh dude, I was 29? Because I'm 34 right now. And my son is about to be 5 years old. About to be. So I was around 29 and a half. It's been a while, eh? It's been a minute. Sorry, your comment isn't showing in my feed. Am I not connected to Twitch? I think I'm not connected to Twitch. I have a chat app that connects all of my live streaming into just one chat box. But sometimes it misses Twitch's chat. I did post a lot of art, but sadly the reach of new accounts is super less. Yeah, it's really difficult there. That's why I just stick to YouTube and TikTok. And I used to do it on Instagram too, but yeah, Instagram hates me. It is indeed a sad time to be an artist, but I would encourage you to be an aspiring artist nevertheless. Because here's my prediction, okay, when it comes to the implementation of AI. Here's my prediction. In the short term, and when I say short term, I mean 10 to 20 years from now, there is going to be a bloodbath when it comes to finding jobs in art. Okay. However, in the long term, let's say 20 to 30 years from now, I think there's going to be a turnaround, but a turnaround of the opinions of like businesses, right? It's sort of similar to what's happening in the movie industry now, where everybody is just marketing, oh, this is all practical, none of this is CGI, things like that. And you're going to have a much more competitive market when it comes to art, where you're going to be competing with like these impossible AI creations, and artists, like the artist that's going to be left, is going to have to step up their game to be able to compete with that. You know, imagine the kind of artist that's going to produce. I'm not talking about AI artists, I'm talking about real artists. Imagine in the future what kind of artist is that world going to produce that's going to compete with whatever AI can do at that time, right? And that's going to be an insane time to be an artist. Um, and also the second point here is it doesn't really matter if you're okay. So in the short term, it does matter. In the long term, it doesn't really matter if AI is going to take over your job. Okay, it does. Okay, this is gonna sound really bad, but if you're just doing art as like a hobby, it should AI shouldn't scare you. Okay, only if you have it as a job. There you go. If you're just doing art as a hobby, the process of making art is the reward itself, and there's no amount of AI that can replace that, that can duplicate that feeling of actually putting pen into like a tablet or a paper, right? AI won't be able to there's no amount of AI that's going to duplicate that feeling. That artist will be built in a laboratory, yeah, right? Or we're going to have to evolve ourselves, right? Our way of thinking. So that's kind of my outlook into it, right? In the long term, AI will produce like artists, real artists, out of sheer necessity and competition that are just next level. Of course, that's just my opinion, speculation, right? We don't really know what's going to happen in the future. And I talked to an AI guy, and he had a good point. Like he says that by the time that AI will take over, like the jobs of doctors and lawyers, like all these top 1% kind of, you really need the skill um to do the job. By the time AI does that, you will have so many other problems that getting a job would be like not even in the top 10 of your worries. Okay, I like that. To revise this, I need him to be holding this lasso. What if artists become scientists and create artists who is 100 times AI? That's funny. But you know what? We already have that. And that place is called China. Have you seen these schools in China? They're absolutely insane. I spoke to another Discord server. I spoke to a couple who was trained in China. They're Chinese. And their art is just absolutely out of this world. Crazy, crazy creative. Um, and they don't have much followers too, but they earn their money out of like conventions. So yeah, and I've seen their schools, man. It's insane, crazy. Like a Mr. Beast video. It sounds like yeah. It's crazy. Real, these Chinese artists are on another level. Yeah, they are, man. It's because of their discipline in their schools. They take art seriously, while the West just look at it as a hobby. And what meanwhile in the West, we have they have contemporary art, right? A banana on the wall, duct tape, sell it for like $50 million. Meanwhile, in China, they're sculpting like mega structures and just doing some crazy woodwork and paintings. I, this is not a propaganda for China, by the way. I just saw what I saw, okay, and I'm impressed. Okay, that lasso is done. Which means this page is done. I just need to do the background now, which I'll do on a different day. Man, what's wrong with this? Hello, camera. So bright, right? Hello. Hmm. Wait, guys, I need to adjust my camera. Um, let's see. Exposure. So much better. Let's mess with that. That is so much better. Yeah, now you can see a lot of the blacks. What time is it? It looks like morning in your room. It is. It's 3 a.m. in my end. It's still really dark outside. Yeah, I got nothing else to add here. Oh yeah, I remember. I have another. He drops here, right? Boom. So he drops right there. Okay, I forgot to draw her here. It was 1 hour off. Yeah. Good guess though. She's too big. It's 12:42 here. Is that a.m.? p.m. 9 p.m. for me. 3 a.m. Wow. It's an international stream here, huh? I guess it's like that for every stream. What am I talking about? You're in Middle East or Africa, according to my guess. Europe is and Spain is like near. I'm from the Philippines. 9 p.m. for me. 9 p.m. Hmm. That would mean you're in Central Time, I think. South Africa. I wasn't even close. He crashes. There's a floor here, an invisible floor that I haven't drawn yet. But she crashes there. Like she looks back and she tumbles. Supposed to be sleeping, but I drank coffee 2 hours ago, so I'm just waiting until the caffeine wears off. Hey, that could be any time. That could be tomorrow. And you're out here just freaking awake while you want to go to sleep, but you can't. Which reminds me, I had a drinking game when I was young that involved. Well, it's not really a drinking game, but I was just drinking with friends. Okay. Um, and we have a bit of a strong drink. We call them hard drinks here. There's hard drinks and there's soft drinks, right? Soft drinks would be like Coca Cola, and then there's beer. So hard drinks would be like gin, vodka, tequila, things like that. Um, so we had like vodka, I think. I think I don't remember if it was vodka or was it gin. One of the two. It was white liquor, and some of us likes to chase it down. Chase down the strength of like the flavor with like a something sweet, so juice, sometimes orange juice or sometimes Coca Cola. But anyways, this time our our chaser wasn't sweet, but it was coffee instead. So we were drunk, but at the same time, we couldn't sleep. We had a massive headache, but everybody was awake. It's like, I just want to go to sleep and just shut this headache off, but I can't because I drank coffee. So you're drunk, but you can't go to sleep. You have a headache, but you can't rest. The worst combination: alcohol and coffee. It's 3 p.m. here. Where were you from again? Dominican, something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, but I remember you chatting though. Um, I drank like 3 cups of tea. I still feel sleepy. Yeah, it's because it's tea. Drink coffee, or drink some energy drinks. Yeah, it's Red Bull and Monster energy drink are very unhealthy, but for me, it's also very effective. I'm gonna draw it here. Draw thing here. Maybe I'll save this for the background, but I want to draw the rope coming towards Hikari here. And before she gets caught, like this here. I'll include that in the background. But I want to move on to a different page. There's still a lot of work to do here. Alcohol and coffee is crazy. Yeah, it is. Not for the faint of heart. Let's do this thing. This page now. This one. How many panels is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 of them is on 6. The middle one isn't. I can count that one. Oh, Dominican Republic is Central America. Probably butchered that name of the country. It's okay. I don't think anybody's angry at you if you butcher the name of a country or a name of a person that's hard to pronounce. As long as you do it in good faith, I don't think people will be pissed off at you. So yeah, I can't have anything with caffeine. Let's try this. Is my enemy. Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I
well, I can have caffeine. I regularly drink Monster and Red Bull, but I can't drink coffee. I don't know. My heart just starts pumping like crazy every time I drink coffee. I'm a bit traumatic. I have a bit of trauma with it because I start to like run out of air for some reason if I drink coffee. It's dangerous. I'm from the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. Dude, I guessed it. Okay. Yeah, I knew it. Because I actually forgot earlier. And but I had a very vague idea. It started with a D. D. So I was just guessing. Okay, let's start this page. I'm gonna start with the panels that doesn't have much in it, like this. So what happens here is our hero here is trying to get his attention. So I don't know if you can see it here. In this page, whoa, what the hell is this? Why do I have that? Wait, hold on. From these are sketches from the previous page. I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, in this page, she is trying to get attention of this guy over here. Right? She's being insulted here by the crowd around her, and she's kind of pissed off about it. Right? So it's a funny scene. And this guy pretty much just ignores her. But she then picks up a brick and she throws it at him, hitting the ground, the platform, the wooden platform she's standing on, and he falls to the ground. Right? And on the next page, he emerges from the ground and he's like pissed off. And he's shocked because there's another brick that's coming at him, and now it hits him in the head. And then, his goons kind of get pissed off and he's chasing her. And we get to this page now where there's a chase. There's going to be an action scene right after this where she dodges a few of their attacks while being tied up. And it climaxes with the guy here, this guy, Senor Nestor. Um, he arrives and she gives her a good fight, and the chapter ends with her um going back to her camp. She lives in the forest in the camp, and yeah, and it sets up chapter 2 just a little bit. Yeah, yeah, she's a bit feisty. um I will introduce a new character at the end of this um at the end of the chapter called Aki, which is a kid that she has a brother sister sorry, a younger brother older sister kind of relationship with, but they're not really related, but they have that kind of relation, that that relationship. And she looks after him, and it's a wasn't it a fox? She's actually a lynx, right? Well, but it's a fox girl. But her ears is inspired by a lynx, with a pointy, feathery. Um, is it a lynx or was it a mountain lion? I forgot. Let me look that up. No. Oh yes. If you look up the a lynx and you see their ears, and it has that feathery top into it, similar to hers. I kind of like that. I think it's cute. It is a lynx. Yeah, it's a lynx. So she's a bit of a brat. Yeah. I wanted a happy-go-lucky character around a very dark world. So the story kind of doesn't the story doesn't start dark, but it gets darker and darker. I've really drawn this face. quite a bit actually. Maybe we just make him look ridiculous too. I'm gonna test it out if it works. Funny. Nah, 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 nah. Okay, all right, all right. Let's take him seriously. This guy is eventually going to become the like in the party because she's recruiting for people to go outside the wall, and she hears that this person here happens to have a lot of experience going outside the wall. Well, not the wall, the barrier. Well, it's like a wall, okay? It's basically just a wall. Um, and so she taunts this person to see if his claims is true. But he ends up being chased by his goons, which also have a backstory. He's basically the Leorio or the Usopp of the crew, you know. But he's gonna be a little bit more capable than those guys. But he's supposed to be the comedic relief. Actually, she's kind of already the comedic relief. But his story is finding similar to Usopp, right? Finding courage amongst the real deal, the real fight. We don't see him join the crew right away. And compared to my one shot, their stories have drastically changed. Their backstory, which is fine. And the one shot's not supposed to be a representation of the actuals. Well, it is okay, but it's not supposed to be the end all be all of the story. For me, a one shot is just supposed to like set the vibe, set the overall overarching story of the manga. But it doesn't necessarily have to be final. I mean, if you read the Naruto one shot, Naruto is quite different there than in the actual anime. There are some exceptions though, like the Death Note one shot, um, is pretty much similar to the anime already, or the final manga creation thing, the serialized version rather. However, it's just the one shot just takes place on a different time and a different protagonist. This thing doesn't make sense. It should be like this, like a neck bracers, similar to what Jon Snow in Game of Thrones wear. I can't wait for the story to go outside the barrier, but at the same time, I don't want to rush it. You know, I want that. I want the Dredgelands to be this epic place where I want people to like hype it up. and just what's behind the barrier, what's beyond the wall, kind of thing. A mystery place. Why is the sky dark all the time? Because in the next in chapter 2, I have it where we explain how the day and night cycle works here, which is a bit different. The barrier emits a really bright light, but outside the barrier, it's always dark. But the barrier also dims sometimes, and it signals the night time. But when it dims, it it's abrupt. It's not like in the real world where we have afternoons and it slowly just turns into nighttime. In here, it's instantly nighttime. You know? So it's weird, and the daytime isn't as bright. I don't know how to depict that yet. Maybe I can just say it, but none of the people here actually have any experience with real daytime outside the barrier, because the world has been darkened, and outside the barrier, it's always nighttime. Attack on Titan vibes? Yeah, that's actually what I'm going for. The Naruto author wanted to make everyone talking animals. I think I vaguely remember something like that. Yeah. Kishimoto. Well, that's the thing, that's the evolution of writing. Is you get better ideas over time, and you're allowed to change your mind. Fine. I mean, right now I'm still trying to revise some ideas and refine a lot of them. Because it an idea could be good now, but over time it could be like, oh, why did I even think of that? It's so stupid. So I'm trying to be careful here and really craft a story everybody wants to read, or I want to craft a story where the audience that I'm targeting wants to read. The Attack on Titan, Berserk, Full Metal Alchemist kind of audience, which might not be the same audience, but there's some overlap there. He has his legs up here after being. Okay, this is gonna be a bit tricky. Okay, that's good. Oof, my back is starting to hurt, guys. Oh, I kicked my camera again. I really gotta wait for my tripod to arrive, because right now it's in a really awkward place. Let me just fix that for a bit, okay? Um, I guess that's okay. We're gonna give him steel toe boots. That. But this is pretty much metal. Proper boots. How they would this, right? Very rough. I don't need to be detailed here, but I also don't want to just rush this.
Oh yeah, she's wearing a semi. I don't know what you call it, but this thing, his clothing drops down here like this, like a man skirt. So it would cover this up pretty well, which is a shame because I've already drawn a lot of that, and I think it looks good. But now I have to erase it. Okay, and then it splits here. Let's go, grind, don't stop. Hells yeah. Still, Lens draws. Welcome to the stream, man. I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm just gonna call you Thai. Thai Lens draws. Okay, that's how you read it. A bit dyslexic here if you can't tell. You know, if you guys would allow me to boost a little bit, but thank you very much, guys, for watching my streams, man. I am now at 6 concurrent viewers. I know that's not really much, but I would never have imagined to have that many people watching my stream. I just started this as a hobby, but now, I'm really glad that you guys are watching. Now, well, that's how it's like in silence. Yeah, you just spelled it wrong. Spell it weirdly, I think. Okay, this looks good. Emerging from that hole here, he drops from. I make his thing here black. I'm gonna try this out. Actually, that looks good. But then I have to go back to the previous page and actually color it black. Of course, us artists have to stick together. Absolutely, I agree. We are at war and we have to stick together. Art brothers, sisters. Actually, he's pointing his hand here. I should add directional. Like he's doing that. The caffeine is wearing off. I'm heading to bed. This is a good stream. I hope your channel ends up in my recommendation again. Hells yeah, thank you, man. And you have a good night's sleep. Tomorrow I will stream again around the same time. Hopefully a longer stream and an uncut one.
Usually I stream on Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Mondays. Okay, but definitely Saturday and Sunday. If I have the time, if work's not too heavy, I will stream on Monday. I keep kicking my camera here. Again, it's in a very awkward position. Wait, let me just adjust my camera again. I'm sorry about that. Very unprofessional. I probably made the best character of 2026. It's a panda with a nose piercing and a mask around it. Not really a panda, but fictional. Like a Pandarian. That does count. That does count. Cool, man. I'm tempted to turn his hand to something like this, but I don't know how to draw that. Again, I have a weakness to drawing the hand on the pinky side, so I'm just gonna stick with this, and maybe tomorrow I could play around with that even more. Probably not. That looks good, and he's pretty much done. There's still a lot of work to do with him. Like I haven't done any hatching lines, right? And I'll do those. I'll do all of those things at the end before I do the background, or maybe after I do the background. I'm gonna like do a lot of polishing. I want to do this here. Kicking my thing. Sorry. Looking forward to the next stream. Thanks, man. And yeah, take care. I need a reference. Hmm. Wait. I need to concentrate in this. I need to turn all of this off, except for this. And this to that. So I left this um panel empty just so I can show off how I sketch, right? So the idea here is that she is in a pose where she's kind of turning around. Wait, my camera is okay. Yeah, so the idea here is I want a pose where she is turning around, about to turn this way. Because next time we see her, she's already running. And so the panels here is like she hits him with a brick. And she's like, oh yeah, got him that time. and then she starts to leave while his goons here is noticing her. So I want a panel, a big panel where we can see a lot of the character. And right now I'm looking at references. Um I have a few I'm gonna show you guys, okay, just to be transparent. I have foreshortened references. Let me just pull this up. Wait. On Pinterest. Some of these might be AI. I mean, okay, so a lot of these are definitely AI, but it's okay, right? So these are for my foreshortened references, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these are AI, though some of them are harder to tell than others. But the important thing for me is that I just need to have a good understanding on the angle that I'm gonna be drawing, right? So it's a low camera angle, and I usually look at these to not just one of them, but a lot of them. I usually look at them to understand what angle I want to go for. For example, this what's her name again from Dadadan? Dadandan. That's a really nice angle, right? That's a really nice pose. So I might steal some aspect of that pose onto a different angle and into a different pose, right? So it doesn't just look like that I'm copying or I'm tracing or whatever, but also I'm making something completely new. It's grabbing elements from references, um, uh, grabbing elements from references from different places, you know. And to be honest with you, I don't really care if it's AI, as long as it's just a reference. Um, so yeah, I really like this pose, right? That hand pose. I don't know if I can draw something as accurate as that, but I'm gonna try anyway. Okay. Let's just put this aside, and I'm gonna bring up that Momoko. I think her name is Momoko. Momo something, right? Momo Ayase. I don't remember her name. I'm just gonna. I have that on a separate monitor, and I'm gonna draw a different angle, but a very similar pose. That makes sense. So it's not it doesn't just like look like I'm copying the thing. Okay, let's just start. So I want the hand to be right in front of her face here, as if she just threw the thing, the brick thing. Okay, it kind of resembles a hand, right? The way I sketch is very, very light, because I just connect the dots. Yeah, see? So I kind of already imagined this to be a hand. My camera, I keep kicking it. I really hate this setup. I'm very sorry, guys. I really hate this setup. I am going to improve on this once my new desk lamp arrives. Yes, somewhat. Yeah. Okay. Wait. How am I gonna do this? Change this up a bit. Maybe lower, smaller. Thumb.
This a bit lower. That, and it's gonna overlap with the screen with the other panels. Oof. Okay. Our hoodie here. That's it. All right. Eyes should be here. And she's like smiling, right? It's a big smile. And hairline. The problem here is that I have to draw her big ears, which already overlaps with these two. Which means I have to raise this like that. And I have to just raise the entire panel. Okay, that won't be a problem. Maybe just make this smaller so that it doesn't really bother the other panels too much. But I want her hand to overlap with this panel here. Kind of like she's reaching out inside this panel. I think it's stylistically looks good. Okay, so that's my sketch. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm gonna bring up that Momo Ayase. Okay, I keep forgetting her name. Pose. I think this is an AI, right? And I wish Pinterest would actually give me. Oh, it does. Okay. YT Art School. Oh, is this drawing? Oh, this totally makes sense. Okay, this is the reference that I have. I'm just gonna put that here, and I'm gonna put that there so everybody can see. What I'm working with, right? It's just that the hand thing that I was inspired, as well as the low camera angle, but I didn't really copy the thing, just the elements of the thing, the thing, the picture. And I forgot to say that Pinterest did give me the artist for this painting. It's not AI, and it should be pretty obvious who the artist is here. If you know the YouTuber Mark Burnett, it really looks like the art of Mark Burnett, which I should have known before asking that. Okay, and drawing in the wrong drawing in the wrong layer. In there. I'm gonna delete the reference now. I don't need it. Ooh, my back is hurting. I just totally forgot I got food here. Knockoff, Tik- knockoff Kit Kat from the Philippines. It does taste exactly like Kit Kat, by the way. It's melted now though. Ew. Hmm. Exactly like Kit Kat. It's called Take It. Wait, let me show you. Man, it's not showing stream. See? Oh man, the lighting's so bad. It says Take It. Knockoff Kit Kat. It tastes exactly like Kit Kat, but for the fraction of a price.
Of course, it says that. Take it, Kit Kat. You know, it kind of says. It sounds very similar. Currently, I'm working on an animation for of my manga. Manga main character. So what happened a while ago? What happened while I was gone? So cool, man. Are you talking about the animations for like the panels or like full on animations? By the way, guys, I might end the stream once I'm done with this panel. Um, I'm pretty happy to leave it here. Actually, once I maybe I'll do one more panel before I leave. But it's almost done anyway. And tomorrow it's a Sunday. Well, today it's a Sunday. We're gonna stream again tonight and finish all of the pages. I might actually do that off stream just so I can move the story along a lot faster. Uma Musume animations trend I saw. Oh, that's interesting. I'm interested in trends. Let me look it up. Ah, okay. Well, that's pretty difficult to do. I wouldn't know how to do that. Okay. Now I'm not even gonna attempt to do that. I was about to get to writing. Oh, do it, man. Right. I might write after this too. Yeah, well, I like to think of storylines or how I can shorten my story because I do want a lot more simpler story. And I've simplified this story for quite a bit over time. Okay, the big challenge here is the hand. I need a thinner sketch because my eyes isn't that good anymore. Thing. Knuckles right here. And bends like that. I want to do a good job at the hands here since it is a showcase of the hand, the fingers. Since it's a close up, it needs to be perfect. So far, so good. Now the raised finger. I sketched it too big, I think. Turn off that sketch. Oh, yeah, it's perfect. The sketches are okay, but I'm confused with the pacing of the animations. Man, I'm the wrong person to talk about that. I have no idea how to animate stuff. I guess just I don't know, just pick the frames maybe. Are you talking about the frames? My hand looks okay. But it looks weird. What's wrong with it? So it should go like this. And that thumb is in the wrong place. Should be like here, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Maybe one day I'll get into animations. Maybe you should start an animation tutorial and then I could watch it. And I can say I got good at animations because of this guy. Figure it out. I just need to add some more frame for the transaction. Nice. See? Told you it was just the frames. I'm kidding. I have no idea how to, solve problems in animation. That was all you, man. I need to lower this thing. Yeah, I definitely need to lower that thing. Wait. Okay. No, that would not make sense. I would need if I'm gonna lower this. I'm gonna experiment for a bit, okay? I'm gonna lower this finger like this. That looks terrible. Wait. One, two, lower. And I also want to lower this. Okay, it looks slightly better. I'm gonna go with it.
I don't animate a lot, but I know a bit about the basics. I think the basics is the most important part, isn't it? It is for art and for music too. I do a bit of music as well. I play the guitar. I just as a hobby, but I used to take it really seriously. I was seeing so many of those animations, but now I see none because I'm drawing. Yeah. I want to raise this finger like this. See? I can draw six fingers. No, but I'm just trying to raise this up. Try that. It always just revert back. Oh, that actually looks good. Okay. I'm gonna go with it. Hey, a bit too big. I think. Okay. That's so much better in my opinion. She has a ring connects to her sleeves. And this entire thing is black. And she has sleeves here. Okay. I really like this. This just needs a lot more hatching lines, which I'll be doing once I render this with the back along with the background. Hey, that before. Sir, did I copy the thing? I didn't. Need to adjust this now. We are good. Good to go. Again, this thing needs a lot of hatching lines. Need the back. Finally done with the first part. Nice. We still got a lot of work to do, I guess. I mean, you still have a lot of work to do with the animation. I guess this is it because it kind of cuts her off with this panel here. We'll, we'll add a line there. Yeah.
A sketch, man. There it is. Kind of goofy in this one. Okay, you gotta go with better is 2%. Yeah, man. I might be going very soon as well. I just need to figure out this face. You take care? Yeah, you too, buddy. I'll stream again tonight. I might just take a break very soon. Uh huh. See ya, see ya. Very uncanny. But I like it. She's a bit creepy here. She's supposed to be creepy. She's a bit crazy. Wonder if, say, 5 years from now, I'm gonna look back at this drawing and I'm gonna cringe so hard at how bad this is drawn. Right now, to me, it looks good, but that's what I say with every single one of my art at the time that I now cringe on. You know, yeah, it's an unfortunate state of art that you're constantly improving. That now you see yourself as a very cringy artist when you look back. so freaky. It's okay. I like it. I like it. Let's. I'm gonna stick to my guns. And well, you know what? I take it back. A little bit freaky. Mouth is too wide. It's that's almost perfect. Almost. Nose a bit there. Mouth is a bit too low. Uh, okay, I'm gonna rotate this. Face is too big. See, this is kind of how I do it from scratch, right? Because you always see me draw this these panels with sketch already drawn in, and the reason for that is because I usually work on these pages during the week while I also draw my work stuff. No, now her face is too low. Okay, that chin is looking mighty fine. I'm very tired. I don't know if that looks good. What do y'all think? I like the other one. It's very mischievous. Oh, I need a reference, hey. I could use a big smile here. No, she looks good like that. All right, I'm having too much fun. Let's just give her a big smile, and she's saying something in her head. I got her. I got him that time, right? Erase these borders now. I want this to overlap. Okay. Shoulder's too big, isn't it? Just be right there. Yeah, that's so much better.
I like this. Right. I want to make her lines a lot thicker on the outside, like this. Just so I can make it clear that the border here, that she's overlapping this thing. See? That's on the outside, particularly her clothes. Her face can remain like that. Okay. All right. I only got 1, 2, and 3.5 panels to draw here. And I could probably finish all those, and as well as the other page, this page. Man, this crowd, I'm gonna have to draw this off stream because it's gonna take a while, and I kind of slowed down myself down when I draw and stream at the same time. So I want to finish. The goal is to finish these 3 pages by the end of Monday, and there's a lot of work. I've done a lot of the more important panels here, the foreground, but there's still a lot of background work I need to do. For example, I need to build a house here. Let's yeah, here I need to build a house right there. Maybe not big, like that. And I need to indicate that Hikari here has jumped over this house. And here, just so this is going to be a little bit difficult, but not really. It's just one building. But here again, not very difficult. This is just a line, a few textures, shadows, and in the background, I want to add roofs just so it's clear that we're on the roofs. Here, this is ground. This is just a ground, and there's nothing really here happening. Maybe I'll add some streaks here, and of course, I gotta draw this thing. Oh yeah, not much background panels here. Oh yeah, this thing I gotta. Maybe I don't need to draw this thing. Hey, because I already do it here. We're gonna draw the spinning thing going for her legs here, and then she gets caught. She drops, and the next page. And here, this is actually not in sequence. Okay, so this is the first page. The background here, again, this is not really much background. There's no background here, no background here. The background here is just the platform as well as here. Not really much of a detailed panel. Same goes for this place. Oh, okay. So not too many backgrounds, but I do want to elevate the page even more by maybe adding a big background here. And maybe I can frame this panel, add some really nice ornate design, and same here, right? Because there will be speech bubbles here. This is actually not in sequence. I kind of flipped this. Yeah, this entire thing is flipped. Anyway, I guess that's it for me for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. VRH_arts, Silver Comet, Anime Boys, Uzumaki1058, Silent Draws. Thank you, everybody who I didn't mention. Thank you very much for watching my stream. And I'll see you guys next time. W. That's kind of my thing. Okay, W, don't steal that one.